Please welcome to the stage Mahesh Thiagarajan.
Hello, everyone. We're in the midst of an unprecedented technological change with AI. We have more than 70% of our workloads, our customers' workloads, are still stuck on premises. If you take any industry that has evolved over a decade, what you see is you have a tremendous amount of adoption. But you question, why is that still happening with the cloud? And it goes back to a few bullets that we believe in, which is limitations with Gen 1 clouds, a tremendous amount of long and painful migration, and lastly, unpredictable costs. Now you add the challenge where customers and enterprise customers are starting to adopt, with more than 72% adopting generative AI in at least one business function. But then they need a trusted partner to innovate with, and you need to use your data and stay ahead of competition. And lastly, everybody is trying to realize value with their AI investment. Now you combine that with what nations are doing. It's really around understanding how can they leverage the AI, but still combine that with the digital sovereignty strategy. Everybody is still evolving their sovereignty strategy around privacy and data. And data continues to remain the most valuable asset, and security still remains a top concern. And if you kind of boil these technological challenges out and think about how we want to help our customers, it remains adopting cloud, but the way you want it, leveraging AI, where you can actually use it for your advantage and have a differentiated value, and lastly, use data as a most valuable asset, but still within your control. And the way Oracle aims at solving these problems is giving you a distributed cloud, the cloud where you need it, with all the services that Oracle builds, an AI infrastructure that is powerful, enables you to get a price performant, but something that allows you to realize value, and lastly, distributed AI, which is where AI sits right next to your data. Let's dive in, where I'll talk a bit more about our announcements and how this is going to bring more value to you. First, it goes back to the basics, and I tell people a lot, our tenets haven't changed since we announced OCI in 2016. It goes back to the basics of the vision to bring cloud regions everywhere. We had a fundamental tenet to also build our cloud regions with built-in security from the ground up at every single layer. No compromises, all of our services all the way up stack, available everywhere. And lastly, a price-performant cloud that enables you to actually get predictable costs no matter what deployment choice you choose. So let's dive in and look at what do I mean by cloud regions everywhere. We today offer a public cloud competing head-on with other hyperscalers. We offer government clouds for many countries where they actually use it for their own sensitive workloads. We've got sovereign cloud that deals with the operational requests that our EU nations have. Isolated regions, we have multi-cloud, which we will dive deep into. And lastly, dedicated cloud that brings our cloud offerings to enterprise customers. So going back to 2016, we started with one region in Phoenix. I think we stood up here, we're probably about 12 people, where we announced Oracle Cloud Infrastructure in Phoenix. But if you look at where we are today, we've got commercial, government, and sovereign clouds in all of these regions. We're looking at bringing our multi-cloud offerings at a ton of these new regions. And you add on our DRCCs and the technologies that we're bringing and enabling enterprises and other vendors to become cloud providers, you see our vision coming to realization. And this is about 162 data centers globally, and we're only just getting started. So drawing back down to regions, I also want to talk about execution, because when you think about vendors really looking to take benefit of Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, speed matters. And this is just a count of number of regions that we have delivered or we're delivering just in about the last year, right? So when you think about commercial, which is our public cloud offering, we have tons of customers that are betting big, going through their digital transformation journey on top of OCI. And these are really Fortune 100, Fortune 1000 companies choosing to bet on Oracle technology. But they also need tons of investments in features. And if you look at hardware, we're continuing to add the latest and the greatest compute hardware, be it E5 from AMD, A2 from Ampere, and tons of more optimized high-memory VMs that tunes the workloads for our customers. Continuing on our price performance story, we deliver more performance on top of our storage offerings. On the compute side, enterprise customers still need a lot of capabilities when it comes to migration or features that enables them to move those workloads that are still stuck on premises. We continue to deliver features. And with network and security, we're just not stopping. But what I'm excited about is a couple of key features here. One is this concept of no-cost egress from object storage to CDN. So if you're having partnership or you're using CDN from our partners, we're enabling our customers continue to have predictable costs as they integrate with their CDN of choice. So to give an example, I wanted to pick on Vodafone. They're a really great customer who actually started on this journey about a couple of years ago to say, hey, we're going to consolidate our data centers on top of OCI. And they had thousands of databases. And if you look at the growth and the migration that they've done in just about 18 to 24 months, it is phenomenal, right? Going back to the story that I told you about, customers still are stuck with their databases and their on-premise applications. But with our dedicated region strategy, we're able to prove with the features that OCI has built, customers can make that migration shorter and start realizing value of the cloud. All right, now let's talk a little bit more about our dedicated clouds and our Alloy offerings. If you look at the customers who are here, these are customers that have either chosen to bring clouds on premises or customers or partners who are trying to become cloud providers. And there is a ton of success stories in terms of bringing customer value faster than ever before, because Oracle is not the only person that's bringing the value. We have partners and vendors who are actually transforming themselves into cloud providers to bring Oracle technology to every nook and cranny in the world. Third is our growth in the multi-cloud region. You guys have heard tons of announcements, but let me tell you a little bit about the history. I think when we started thinking about multi-cloud, I remember doing this analysis back in the day. We had about a few thousand customers, and we were like, why are these customers using OCI? And we kind of dug into it, and they're like, well, those customers also are referenced in other clouds. When we really understood how they're actually connected, how their applications work, and this is about 6 years ago, more than 60% of our customers at that point, 6 years ago, actually were in a multi-cloud journey. And it was obvious to us that this is something that's the future. So we announced the Azure Interconnect partnership back in 2018, and we've evolved that, and we announced Oracle Database at Azure last September. And since then, we have 4 regions that are live and about 24 regions planned. But we did not stop there. We also brought our HeatWave and MySQL database, which is the most popular open source database, on top of AWS late last year. And we're seeing tons of growth and potential where customers are excited about our offerings on AWS. But today, we're announcing 4 new regions with GCP that enables Oracle Database customers to start using Oracle Database along with GCP. And the good news is we actually have not only live with 4 regions, we have another 14 regions that are planned to go live with GCP. Fast forward to today, and all of the announcements that you guys probably heard is that now we're adding another major hyperscaler, which is also AWS. What this brings us to is the world's best database runs on all hyperscalers, including Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Let's talk about security. I talked about data, bringing deployment choices, but I want to take a moment to talk about the fundamental principle and the tenet that we had around building security. To remind folks, Oracle was the first hyperscale cloud provider that bought bare metal machines on the cloud as a provisionable instance, right? And it started out with our off-box virtualization technology, our network controller concept, where we stood outside and allowed an entire bare metal to be brought in for a customer. And that's just a few. But if you, over the last few years, we've evolved our networking, our security stack to have tons of capabilities and features. In many cases, these are inbuilt into the platform. These are not extra. These are not things that you need to pay for. We fundamentally believe security should be inbuilt and should be something that should be available to all customers as they use our cloud. And the great news is, with our everything everywhere philosophy, all of these security features are available in every single deployment choice that we offer. It's great, but we're not stopping there. We are also making a huge announcement around how we think about data and network security. Before I talk about what it does, I want to give a big primer about how network security evolved, right? Fundamentally today, network security is all about focused on plumbing and doesn't understand information and is focused on routing packets. And if you go back to the history of how the internet protocols were designed, and the original vision was really sort of like a, for folks who have looked at the stack, be like, hey, we should have a network and an IP layer, and it pushed the security or the authentication and authorization pieces all the way up to the L7 layer. But then if you look at how it evolved over the last couple of decades, you find that security is actually entrenched in every single layer. And then the second problem is that once you set up an application, to build a complex application in the cloud, you go through this whole journey of defining how it sits on the internet, defining how the routing works, defining how it works with the database, and all the way back down to cloud services. It's a very complex architecture. But that's where you start. But then if you look at how it evolves over time, there is multiple policies, multiple networks, connections with on-premises, connection with multiple clouds, more opportunity for mistakes. And the reality is the network architecture evolves, and everybody is forced to evolve their security posture, and if they get it wrong, you're in trouble, right? And that allowed us to think about how should we think about the next generation of cloud security. And we believe that you should be able to describe security intent in very simple form. You should be able to allow authentication and authorized communications, and that information should be protected at the network layer. We believe that it should be auditable and enforceable and also provable, and it should also sustain network changes that you do in your architecture. With that, we're announcing Oracle Zero Trust Packet Routing Platform. What does it actually look like? When you really think about this complex architecture that I kind of talked about, right? There's a physical network, there's a virtual network fabric, and we have cloud network controllers, it's sort of the things that sit outside, and we have network processors. Our idea is to take authorized and the authentication and other information and the policies that you're writing to go all the way down to the network where it's enforced. The place where you run your applications in computers, either bare metal or virtual machine, we're going to have these policies compile and sit there and protect your data. I'll take an example to articulate how this works. Imagine you have a computer. You said, hey, I want this thing to work on port 80. But architecture evolves, a network engineer went and opened another port. Now that computer actually is available on another port. And you're responsible for making sure that that port is shut down really fast. You have tons of policies to protect that port from being opened. But imagine with Zipper, you can describe your intent. You can say, this computer can never talk to my intranet, can never talk to my on-premise network, can never talk to this Azure network. You can describe that intent at the beginning. No matter how your ACL rules and the settings for your network changes, Oracle Cloud's network controllers and policy evaluators know that this computer is never supposed to talk to any other network. And those policies are compiled, sitting down at the network, and if there's ever a communication that starts from this computer to go to a different part of the network, it shuts it down. It's the first of its kind, and it's something that we are innovating and bringing to the market, right? And the great news is, once again, this technology will be available with all of our deployment choices. Let's dive right into same great price everywhere. I think I told you about our price performance philosophy. We fundamentally believe infrastructure is commodity, and we want to pass all of the advancements and savings that Oracle does to our customers, and we bring that to all of our deployment choices. With that, let's take a look at Uber. I'm really excited about what Uber has done on OCI, where they've not only seen great price performance advantages to choose and run on OCI. In addition, they've also done tremendous amount of innovation. They're also using the latest and greatest in terms of Ampere and instances from us. They're doing real innovation for AI on top of OCI. It's a great case where the customer not only saw price performance advantages, but also used to innovate on OCI. And the last tenet, really around everything everywhere. When we say everything everywhere, it really means every service, every capability on OCI is available, right? One thing that people don't, or probably not very well aware of Oracle in terms of the whole stack, is the fact that we've got the infrastructure, we've got industry vertical applications, we've got our Fusion or back office applications, and when we talk about everything everywhere, Oracle has tuned it to bring all of this entire stack to every single deployment choice that we had, right? And that's a huge disadvantage to our end customers. With that, I would like to welcome CEO of Team IM, Ian Rogers, on stage to talk about it.
Hello. Hi, Mahesh.
Welcome, Ian. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
All right. I think the people want to know, what is Team Cloud? What do you guys do?
Well, we go back a way. Team IM is based in Wellington, in New Zealand. I don't know if anyone knows where New Zealand is, but we've just made it onto the Oracle map, which is really good. We've traditionally implemented content management systems, and we support them, and we support those workloads in the cloud. And when we signed the Alloy agreement last November, we decided to create a brand called Team Cloud, which is going to run Alloy Cloud.
That's right. That's right. And I think it's pretty exciting that I think we, from the time we signed to the time we went live, like, how long did it take?
Just under 9 months.
That's very cool. That's very exciting. So how's the journey been with Oracle?
Well, it's exceptional.
Yeah?
I've worked with Oracle, and I've been an Oracle partner for about 30 years. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. That ages me somewhat. But we've just been through a massive ride, really positive. Our staff are just buzzing. When we announced that we'd signed the deal, we got a round of applause from our staff, and we just can't deal with the request for training, and they just want to get involved in all aspects.
Yeah. So talk to me more about, you have the 5 S's with sovereignty and sustainability. So how has this Oracle partnership enabled you to achieve your mission?
Well, it was based on demand from our customers. Our customers, we support workloads on-premise in New Zealand and Australia and in clouds, but the only hyperscalers available in New Zealand are based in Australia. And data sovereignty is becoming a big thing. So we were asked, our customers said, can you supply or provide the same services from a hyperscaler in New Zealand with sovereignty and sustainability?
Yeah.
And so when we looked at the options available, Alloy just was fantastic. It provides that.
I'm super excited because also I think we don't have a region in New Zealand, and you're taking us to market there.
Yes.
You're a new cloud provider in the country of New Zealand and solving for their data sovereignty needs, which is pretty exciting. Yeah. But I do want to talk a little bit about AI. So tell me, how is that important for New Zealand, your end customers today?
Well, when we talk to anyone, AI is everyone wants to talk about AI. But with the Alloy Cloud, the great thing is all the data that's in our cloud is in New Zealand. It doesn't go anywhere else. And we've just gone live with our first region. That was in August last month. And we're going to go live with our second region very shortly. But from an AI perspective, it means that all the tools that are within any OCI region are available in Alloy Cloud. It also means that when you're running your models and algorithms, etc., you can run it on New Zealand data, and it never leaves New Zealand. So it's sovereign AI. So there's no leakage, there's no concern about losing your data into someone else's knowledge database. It all stays there. So the sovereign story is really good, even to the point where our support team is based in Wellington as well, or based in New Zealand, so that everyone knows that data can only be seen by people in New Zealand and is stored in New Zealand, and anything that you're running on it is available.
Well, Ian, I'm so happy that you are here, and the fact that you guys are now a cloud player. I'm glad Oracle's technology is enabling you to be a cloud player and with AI. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mahesh.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Diving right in, you heard from Ian on how they're actually becoming a cloud player, enabling New Zealand customers to get access to Oracle's technology faster than ever before. But we have a bolder vision. We want every enterprise to have a dedicated region. And it starts with talking about our evolution of a reduced footprint. When we announced back in 2019, we had about 45 racks in our small regions. We evolved that down to 14. But we announced at Cloud World that we can actually now pack all of Oracle Cloud in as little as 3 racks. And this fundamental evolution is down to 3 hyperconverged racks with 36 hyperconverged servers now that every enterprise can actually afford and put them in their data centers. And the engineering behind it is reasonably simple. My team would disagree with me, but it's a new network design that enables more scalability and expansion, a compute design that packs more power in every single server that allows Oracle technology to run without any loss in performance, a secure design that ensures that it's completely secure at every single rack level, and a new prefab build process that makes it easy for you to get this in no time. And the choices that it enables is 1, you can get 3 high-powered racks or 6 low-powered racks, depending on your data center power needs. You can place them anywhere in your data center without having to get contiguous spaces. And lastly, they're prefabricated and secure, so you can actually get Oracle security from physical aspects as well. And the great news with that is any enterprise can start with these 3 high-powered racks or 6 low-powered racks, and our networking is designed to allow you to scale efficiently as your workload, as your end customers and others grow to a medium cluster, can go up to 64 traditional racks, all the way to being a hyperscaler if you're successful. So recapping, we have a wide range of cloud delivery options across many different things, from commercial to government to sovereign to enterprises to custom. And we have choices where Oracle manages your infrastructure and our customer or partner manages OCI as well. And the good news is it's with the same consistent pricing across the entire stack. All right. So let's now talk a little bit about our AI infrastructure, which I think a lot of you have come here to listen more about. When I think about AI, I want to just first talk a little bit about what has actually happened over the last 2 years and how Oracle is bringing value to you. I talked about bare metal. We brought that bare metal advantage to bare metal GPUs. Oracle's got decades of experience with RDMA networking. Larry talked about it a lot. We brought the advantages of RDMA networking to our clusters as well. We built extremely large superclusters up to 64,000 GPUs before. We've been innovators in the storage space for a while. We brought that to the AI workloads. And we've been making it easy for customers to manage these large training clusters, large and small. But that's not all. As we move forward ahead, we're hyper-focused on scale, performance, and speed. What do I mean by scale? Fundamentally, training customers are looking for extremely large environments that makes their jobs run really, really fast. And we have to innovate from an infrastructure perspective to meet their needs at the speed of AI. So if you look at what we have in the market today, we have 16,000 GPU clusters. I think some of you saw the video in Clay's keynote earlier today. We're able to offer about 32,000. We also have clusters that can actually go up to 64,000. But today, we're announcing the world's first Zettascale AI computer, which actually has about 131,000 GPUs packed in one single cluster. It's the first of its kind. It's the biggest, and we're continuing to innovate in this dimension. But cluster scale for large training customers matters. But you can put all of these clusters together, but if they don't work, it doesn't matter. So for us, these are big investments from our customers, and we take them seriously, and it needs to work at the performance where it ekes out every single CPU cycle or a GPU cycle that's available on the box. And the way we do that is building a great network. It starts with making sure the front-end networks on these computers have the most amount of throughput, so it can actually read and write data back at the scale that it needs. So going back to our smaller cluster sizes, we offered about 6.5 petabits per second, 13. But today, with our Zettascale computer, we're offering 4x more front-end throughput of 52 petabits per second. But the front end is only for talking for storage needs and other purposes to move data. But the back-end performance is what defines the performance of the cluster. And we offered about 13 petabits per second on our backend with our RDMA technology, moved up to 26, and now with our Zettascale computer, we're offering up to 104 petabits per second. And as the innovation from NVIDIA, be it at the GPU level, keeps going up, the network needs to keep up. And we've been doing a tremendous amount of innovation to bring this so customers can get every bit of GPU cycle for their training workloads. But that's not all. Today, we're also announcing for the support for NVIDIA's Quantum 2 InfiniBand-based networks as a deployment choice to our customers. Customers have clamored for it. Customers have requested support for more network choices. We're also bringing that technology now on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. But when you think about performance, it doesn't start with building a great network, but you need to make sure that the network is up, the customers understand how the network is behaving. So we're constantly evolving our management software and observability for these large training clusters so customers can get the best performance. So we're offering APIs, we're having host health, we're pushing tons of more metrics away from the network, from the GPUs, from the CPUs, all the way up into our data center metrics as well. It makes it easy for these customers to manage these clusters. You can have great compute and a great network, but if you don't have good storage, it doesn't matter because you can't get the data in to do the training. What we observe is that AI clusters have completely different storage needs depending on which customer type and the size of the clusters and training that they do. What we found is it fundamentally falls under customers who are trying to do some custom LLMs, starting off a base model, doing some work. They usually have some petabytes or even terabytes of storage. They need about high performance. Then you have customers who really kind of mature, if you will, from getting extreme performance on their read and write throughputs, but then they actually have reasonable amount of storage. And then you have these exceptionally large customers who are looking for extreme performance, exabyte scale storage, and control of their costs. And what Oracle offers, OCI offers, is the ability where for the first set of customers, a file storage high performance mount target, we're announcing that today, it gives up to 1 Gbps per terabyte to the GPU. And that is actually pretty phenomenal for customers who are just kickstarting the tires. But for the second tier of customers, we have Lustre service that is early access and white glove available today. And we're announcing GA of the managed Lustre file service in February 2025. And this delivers up to 8x more throughput than our file storage service. Going forward, for the exceptionally large customers who are storing tremendous amount of data, but they're constantly shuffling their data, we're also going to enable the Lustre file storage, managed Lustre file service, to be backed and tiered to our object storage, high throughput object storage service on the back end. So it allows you to control costs while actually being more efficient and performant. Cool. Speed matters. And I think about speed in two different ways. One, when customers make a choice to get AI infrastructure from Oracle, we take it seriously and we want to give them really fast. And in the age of AI, speed matters. I think the example that I give to people is even a year and a half ago, when we were talking about network throughput, we were talking about 100 Gbps NIC. I think now we're at 800 Gbps NICs, right? The evolution is phenomenal. It's moving fast, but Oracle is also keeping up. So the first is our customer commitment to deliver large GPU deployments. Today, Oracle can deliver about 10,000 GPUs every 10 days from the time the power is available in our data centers. So we can be as efficient as possible, and our customers are able to realize value out of their clusters as early as possible. But the second part of it is also bringing the latest and greatest from our partners, especially NVIDIA, and making that available on Oracle Cloud at breakneck pace, so our customers are able to get the latest innovation that NVIDIA is just like leading in the market. First is our L40 instance. We're announcing support for H200, which is going out in the market and will be available for customers. It's now orderable. We're also announcing support for B200, which is coming online early next year from NVIDIA. We're also announcing support for GB200, which is a high-powered, liquid-cooled, the most performant GPU that exists in the market. It's coming online in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure early next year, and it's now orderable. We're also announcing support for AMD's MI300 as well, and it's now orderable as well. So when you think about AI infrastructure, Oracle Cloud gives you a plethora of choices, bring the latest and the greatest shapes onto our market as fast as possible, gives you a great cluster network that enables you to eke every bit out of the computers, and lastly, meets your storage needs and also allows you to control costs effectively to do training or inferencing or any workload need that you have. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about some customers. These are some customers who are running the large training clusters that I'm talking about. These are customers that are running at scale. We also have customers who are enterprise customers transforming their businesses today with Oracle Cloud's AI infrastructure. We also have a ton of startups who are innovating the next generation of workloads on AI infrastructure. With that, I would like to invite the CEO of Fireworks AI, Lin. Thank you so much, Lin. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So maybe we can start with telling people about what Fireworks AI does.
So we founded Fireworks AI about 2 years ago. We're a collection of people, AI passionate people working at Meta, building PyTorch, and also building Vertex AI at Google for a long time. It took us 5 years to build a full scope AI infrastructure for both hyperscalers. And our mission of Fireworks is to enable developers and enterprise to access AI, not in 5 years, but in 5 days, without an army of thousands of machine learning engineers and infrastructure engineers.
How has the journey been? I mean, what has OCI done that made your life easy?
It has been great. I've been growing really fast, thanks to the partnership with OCI. From the beginning of this year, our revenue has grown by 6 times, and our user base has grown by 10 times. We provide fast and cost-efficient AI inference. AI inference has a huge market. As we are going through a tectonic shift driven by AI, many developers and enterprise, they face tremendous amount of challenge deploying and using AI, because AI is a beast. It's the biggest model in the world that people are playing with right now. So we are here to provide the fastest and most cost-efficient AI infrastructure for everyone.
I'm super excited about some of the innovation that you guys are doing, especially the inferencing engine. Maybe you can talk a little bit more about the innovation that you guys are doing on inferencing.
Right. So we built PyTorch from ground up at Meta, and all the general AI models are PyTorch models. And we're the most efficient in providing AI inference to many businesses, and including all of you here. We have supported many innovative startups, AI native startups, including Cursor, Quora, and also much bigger enterprises like DoorDash, Upwork, and so on. We have landed many interesting AI use cases.
That's right.
From many enterprises have customer service. They do significant automation on customer service side. They also build legal assistant to help the lawyers to be productive. There are educational assistant, medical assistant, coding copilot, developer portals, product catalog cleansing for better search and relevance, AI avatar for marketing, sales, follow-up analysis, photo analysis, and so on and so forth. So we have seen tremendous amount of business impact that has landed, especially this year, which is very exciting.
Yeah, no, that's actually good because I think it's good to see enterprises starting to realize the value of AI. And I think, based on the examples that you said, it's kind of coming together now, right? We're all building great clusters and computers, but really, I think, you guys are bringing it to the market and really making the end customer see the value. So maybe, Lynn, tell me a bit more about how do you see this going over the next few years? And what are some things that you can share with the audience?
Right. So first of all, we really care about speed and cost efficiency for our customer. That's why we partner very closely with OCI. And they have high-performance AI infrastructure, and their deployment speed is phenomenal. And that enables us to grow globally from North America to EMEA and APAC. On top of that, we have access to the newest and best hardware that we can transfer that technology to our customer, which is great. Towards the future, I think two main things. Okay. One is we are going through AI application search these days. We have seen the transition from last year, where most of the enterprise were exploring, to more exploration, but more importantly, more production deployment. And I will call for all of you, if you haven't deployed AI in production yet, please work with us, with Oracle together. We have so many landed use cases that you can benefit from. If you have already implemented AI, we'd love to work with you to expand to new use cases. And the second part is customization. All the enterprise we have landed, they have their proprietary data, every single one. And they have used their proprietary data to fine-tune and customize AI models to fit into their product portfolio and specific domain and use cases. This is a really smart way to do it. On top of that, all enterprise care about privacy and security. So that argues for bringing compute to data, while many of our customers actually store data in Oracle. And I'm super excited about partnering with Oracle to bring the state-of-the-art AI inference into where data locates.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Lynn. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad that customers are starting to see value with your work.
Definitely.
Fantastic. I really love Lynn's story because I think they started from a PyTorch world, and they're a startup, and they didn't have tons of engineers, but they leveraged OCI to get their business off and actually start realizing value for our customers. So just to recap, we believe OCI has the most powerful AI infrastructure, the only cloud provider that has bare metal GPUs, networking that can scale all the way up to 104 petabits per second for large clusters, up to 131,000 GPUs in a single supercluster, extreme performance for our object storage customers, and lastly, 4 of the largest LLMs today run on OCI. But I talked a little bit about this AI and nation states and sovereign countries really thinking about how do you bring AI to the data and in other locations. And if you really look at it, it fundamentally comes down to a few challenges: location, access, and data center restrictions, right? And our philosophy and our tenets is to solve these challenges by providing richer operational models, flexible ownership models, and finally solving for the location strategy. And we believe distributed AI is possible only with Oracle Cloud, with all of the different deployment choices we're doing. And as I said, data is distributed, and with OCI, we're trying to bring AI to where the data resides. And with our flexible set of choices, we are going to bring AI infrastructure to every possible workload with our everything everywhere philosophy. And not only that, on the AI infrastructure, for folks who don't know, we also offer a generative AI service that brings the best models to bear on top of OCI that's available as an easy-to-integrate service for many customers. We're starting to see tons of customers seeing value. And today at Oracle Cloud, we're announcing Oracle Code Assist Beta. We're announcing the GA of our RAG, or generative AI agents. We're also announcing GA of the Meta Llama 3.1 model into our service, and we have more coming soon at the PaaS layer. Can we advance to the next slide? With that, I'm going to welcome CIO of Zoom, Gary, on stage. Hey, Gary.
How are you?
So good to see you. So good to see you.
I've been
All
sitting
right.
in the back listening intently.
Yeah.
It's been great.
We've been in business for a very long time, starting from COVID times.
Yes.
And we enabled Zoom on OCI.
Yes, we're so happy about that.
Awesome. So maybe tell us a bit more about Zoom and how Zoom uses OCI.
Well, I mean, everybody knows Zoom as a meeting platform, but Zoom is really this full collaboration platform, AI first. We like to call it an AI first work platform. Work happens on Zoom. Zoom is really committed to thinking about that human-to-human connection. How do you connect with the audience? How do we connect when we're in a hybrid world? How in maybe a full virtual world? Maybe even a human-to-human world. And so Zoom is really looking to say, how do we make productivity and collaboration better between humans?
Great. That's awesome. And we use Zoom at OCI, so I'm super excited about the products. Cool. Maybe we'll talk about security because, what does security mean to Zoom, especially in the age of AI?
I love the way you said security everywhere. I took that note down. It's going to be in my speech. I'm stealing it. But I did like the way that you explained the different levels of the complexity of security. And that's how we look at it. We're a security first firm. We have to be for what we do. And you do also. And so it's great to partner with someone who has similar mindsets. We don't have to level set each other. We're already there.
Yeah.
Right? We're already thinking about it from the first. We don't have to defend it. It's natural to us. It's in our DNA. And so that's why I think the partnership here works really well because we're both on the same page with it there. And I love the way you talked about things like taking the complexity out of the cloud and allowing me to just innovate. I like that line. I'm going to have to use those. I'm stealing a lot of what you said.
Sure.
But I've been listening intently.
But the funny thing is, you and I never chatted because we were in different companies before.
Right.
But our tenets are so similar.
Our tenants and our clients are so similar.
That's right.
And our client needs are so similar. And I think that's why this really works.
No, that's fantastic. Maybe as you've expanded worldwide, tell us or tell the audience a bit more about how is data sovereignty kind of played into your customer.
So you did a great job talking about data sovereignty, and I think a lot of people don't understand air gap, data sovereignty, everything everywhere, which means that when we're going into places like Saudi, we're going into Germany, we have to have full strength there. And you already have full strength there.
That's right.
The other thing that you do for us is you allow us to grow. We start out small.
That's right.
You went all the way up to, what'd you call it? Zettabyte at the end?
Zettabyte.
Zettabyte, right? At the end. But that allows us to start a customer out small and then build up.
Right.
Because our customer demands are going to increase because the goal is they're going to continue to use more of our offerings. AI is very important for us. We include it with every paid license. So having the AI infrastructure in those unique places.
That's right.
In either a data sovereignty or a air gap type of data center really aligns with us.
That's fantastic. I'm glad you're getting the reach to your customers through OCI. Maybe let's talk about our performance or the price performance story that we've actually built our cloud based on. How has that impacted?
Well, I love the way you're talking about that before because it's the same price everywhere, so that works out really well. It's scalable. We can start out small. We can get bigger. We can grow with you. I think those are all really important things here. Again, for us, getting the most value, I think you called it on your last slide, the AI most powerful platform. Is that what you called it? I'm trying to remember what you just said. But that helps us because we want to include AI. AI is not a birthright. It's something everybody should have access to, right? It would be really bad if you're in a company where someone said, you can't have it and you can have it.
Yeah.
And so with us, that really aligns to us because if we can get the most value out of the GPUs, if we can offer it cost effectively for us so we can continue to include it with our clients, well, it puts our values at the same.
No, absolutely.
And it helps both of our mutual clients.
No, 100%. And I think this is where the everything everywhere philosophy enables you to bring your app the way you architected, say in the US, to countries that you just didn't have to worry about, trying to figure out, is that service there or not? So.
And that goes back to letting you worry about that stuff.
That's right.
We'll worry about the innovation side of it. So I think that's really a positive.
Yeah. And do we want to take a look at a video on?
I brought a quick video. I hope you don't mind.
No, go for it.
Okay.
We go, come on. They can see us coming from a mile away. They want to see us, want to be us. Now we don't play. Yeah. Getting fancy, edge of your seat. We got a groove making you move. Now come on, get on your feet.
It's like 1, 2, what's the move? I got 2, 3, follow me. I got 4, 5, that's the vibe. I like 6, do it like this.
Right now, get up. Right now, get up. Right now, get up.
That is such a cool capability,
cool.
and
Work happy.
I know. And
That's right.
when can I get my personal companion?
Whenever you want.
All right. Well,
It's
thank
been
you.
a pleasure.
It's
Thanks
been a
for the
pleasure.
partnership.
Thank you so much, Gary.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Take care.
So that's just talking about how Zoom leverages all of our deployment choices and reaches customers with AI wherever we are. And with an AI first, security first, we're innovating together, and we're looking to innovate together with more customers. And the last point that I want to make before I end is really talk about how our everything everywhere is inclusive and pervasive across our entire stack, be it the infrastructure. We talk about generative AI services. We have tons of new generative AI applications and use cases that are being deeply integrated all the way at our SaaS apps, and all of this integrated capability is available in all of our deployment choices, and that is very powerful to our customers. And if you look at two customers, specifically NRI, they're super excited about building custom LLMs in Japan, and you have Etisalat that's integrating generative AI capabilities into their enterprise applications and starting to see value. So to recap, Oracle's mission and vision is to have a distributed cloud, the full cloud wherever and however you need it. And our hope is to have thousands of regions where every single enterprise can actually have a region with our new dedicated region 25, 3-rack footprint, and with an everywhere philosophy. And lastly, the world's AI is being built on OCI. Come join us. Thank you.